Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning call, and we start with the technical and derivative. So, on technically, what we saw in the last week that we saw some declines, and we broke below 16,000 level, and eventually the 15,800 was the level which we held, and we bounced back. The close was about 16,000, and week on week we closed below 1%. So technically, the index made an inside body candle, and it formed the doji pattern. However, the week registered the low exact low was at 15,858. So the bounce was quite strong, and closing above 16,000 defines some strength in the market. So what we believe is if 16,100 is taken out on the higher side, then there will be some strong momentum, and then we can ride towards 16,400, 16,500. This is the bounce back trade which we might see if 16,100 is taken out on the higher side. And if we talk of in the Bank Nifty also saw some kind of strength. And going forward, the levels for the Bank Nifty to watch is 35,100. Even if Bank Nifty sustains about 35,100, then there will be some kind of strong upside momentum, and we'll be seeing some 1,000 or 1,200 points rally on the Bank Nifty. Both the Nifty and Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty is one of the is a strongest counter in the index at the current point of time. Overall, what we believe is that we are in a bounce back trade, and we should be seeing some rally on the upside. The larger range for the index is 15,500 and 16,500. These are the both higher side range. Only if this range is broken, then we might see some decisive trend on the either side. If we look at the OI data, there were continuous put options being added at 16,000 and 15,900, which defines the support for the market. And on the higher side, 16,200, 16,300, that was the resistance for the, which we might feel as a resistance for the Nifty. On the Bank Nifty front, 34,500 put and 34,600 puts are added quite significant open interest. So that will act as a support for the market. Whereas on the higher side, 35,000 and 34,500 saw long additions of call options. So that might act as a immediate resistance. Overall, the view is quite positive, and what we cover in the technical stock was like the LNT. We are recommending a buy call in LNT in the range of 1674 to 1684, and the stop loss for the same is 1641. The target will be 1750, and the duration for the call will be 5 to 7 days. On the derivatives front, what we saw here, Nifty future has seen a short covering to the tune of 1.2%, which was a reduction of 0.117 million shares. The total outstanding positions of 14.38 million shares. Overall, the advanced decline ratio was positive with 141 stocks in the plus and 57 stocks on the losing side. If we talk of the put call ratio, the put call ratio was 1.21 as compared to its previous day ratio of 0.90, which is slightly heading towards the overbought zone. The major additions were made in the put options. What I earlier said, like 15,900 and 16,000 are the levels, and on the higher side, 16,200 and 16,300 on the call side. Bank Nifty also added open interest of 25.1 lakh shares against 24.73 lakh shares as compared to its previous day close, thus indicating that there was a long build-up in the Bank Nifty index. So the best five stocks which has added open interest are like longs are Syngene, Dalmia Bharat, Whirlpool, Federal Bank, and the M&M. While some short positions were added in the SAIL, HAL, ACC, BSOP, and the Canara Bank. So from the derivatives point, we are saying that the 15,800 is a very strong base, and on the higher side, immediate resistance will be seen at 16,200. Some of the active stocks in the derivative segment is Syngene and TVS Motor, while Jindal Steel and Technical, Tata Steel and Sales are the very negative stocks. On the derivative front, there's on the FI data, The FIF is still short on the market, close to 5,000 contracts in Friday. Overall, making to the 1 lakh contracts from the till this till during the month. So FIF data on the index is still a little bit negative, which we believe is a cautious sign. So overall, the view is that if in maybe in coming days, if FIS data change, then we might take some aggressive long position. But then rightly we are trading in the range, and that should be the view for the index. Thank you, and hand over to Bundy.
Thank you, Brijesh. Good morning, sir. Good morning, team. Few updates from research side, starting with the result season. Banking has started with the results. First of all, this HDFC Bank has reported mixed set of numbers, kind of a thing. Asset quality has deteriorated as gross NPA has stood at 1.28 versus 1.17. But we don't think as much of a negative because it's a seasonality factor. Every quarter one for the HDFC Bank, higher agri gross NPA comes into the picture, which affect the asset quality. And going forward in Q2, Q3, it stabilizes gross NPA. On the credit growth front, they have reported robust growth at 22% YOY versus 21% in FY22, and this growth was led by retail as well as SME or commercial banking segments. If you see the deposit growth, this deposit growth, although for the industry front, it is very low at 9.5%, but they HDFC Bank is focused more on the deposit growth, which is clearly visible. The deposit growth has been around 19% on a YOY basis because they are more focused on the liability part after the merger. They should be ready with the liability front to continue with this 20% plus kind of a growth for them. On the margin front, though, margins has remained on the Q on Q, there was a stability, but their book is more of the 45-46% of the retail book, which is fixed loan book, which will reprice in the next 1 to 2 quarters. That will reflect in the margins in next few quarters as such. On the merger front, only they have got the NOC from the RBI for the to go ahead for the merger. Still, there is no visibility on the HDFC Life or HDB Financial Services or the other subsidiaries part. So that needs to be watch out for. Uh, Currently, stock is hovering, is subdued because of the clarity on the merger part, and plus there are still FIIs on the shorter side. So that seems to be a slightly negative for the HDFC Bank if in next 3 to 6 months or next few quarters, as the visibility or the clarity comes on the merger and the merger impact comes in the numbers per se, and the FII go on the long, this will be the stock to be watch out, which can good give the much better return. Secondly, on the Federal Bank, among the mid cap private banks, we like the Federal Bank, which is visible in the numbers also. They have reported strong credit growth at 16% versus 10%. Margins has seen the improvement of 6 bips on a Q on Q basis. On the profitability front, they have shown, and there has been a strong profitability growth of 64% because the asset quality has remained stable, and there has been a negligible impact on the other income part because of the M2M losses. And they are clearly focusing on the ROA improvement, which is visible in the numbers as such. ROA has improved from 1.03 to 1.1 in this quarter, and they are targeting to touch 1.2% by end of FY23. So this remains our positive among the mid-cap private banks with a target price of 120. Thirdly, on the Jindal Steel and Power, Jindal Steel and Power has reported Q EBITDA number, which was much ahead of our estimate because of the higher expected inventory gains. Although the sales volume has failed as down by 16% on a sequential basis or Q on Q to 1.74 million tons because of a plant shutdown and lack of thermal coal availability. Also, there was as we have said, EBITDA has grew positively 13% on a Q on Q basis because of the inventory gain and other expenses. JSPL has shared that net debt has fell by 11 billion or 1100 crores on a sequential basis Q on Q to rupees 77 billion. Also, we are seeing there is a low iron ore prices, which due to weak domestic demand as such. Next is Godrej Consumer Products. They have released the annual report, and we have gone through that. We have shared the key highlights in that. The key highlights are that the appointment of new leadership, Mr. Sitapalli in India and Mr. Seturam in Indonesia, has been very helpful or should be helpful to drive muted H1, muted India and Indonesia business. Over next 3 to 5 years, Godrej Consumer aims to achieve double-digit volume growth driven by penetration, market share gains, radical simplifications, and disruptive innovations. Also, they are access packs, media spends, and focus on general trade should aid recovery in India and Indonesia. Now, currently, e-commerce is contributing 5% of their revenue, driven by success of last two online-only products. Launch of Goodnight Mosquito Net is positive. Retail expansion to be driven by macro segmentation in urban India and B2B in rural India. This among the FMCG, this remains our topics, and we are very much bullish, and we remain positive with a target price of 1017. Next is on the Relaxo. Relaxo has launched its exclusive brand outlet in Jorhat, Assam. The new store is one for all destination and offers a variety of footwear for the entire family. New designs on popular brands like Relaxo, Sparks, Bahamas, Flight, Boston, and Kids Fun can be explored here. As on FY22, company had 394 EBOs, which contribute approximately 7% to the total sales. We remain positive with a buyer rating with a target price of 1206. Lastly, ITC has shared its hotel business update. Hospitality industry could operate with no COVID restriction during April and June quarter. Pre-COVID domestic to internal guest ratio stood at 65 to 35. During COVID, international dipped to 5 to 6%. Currently, international is 20% of the total guests. Company expects higher number of international customers going forward. And ITC has 115 hotels with 10,500 rooms. Company is looking for opportunities in the Middle East. That's it from my side. Over to you, Hitendra.
Yeah, thank you, sir, and good morning, everyone. We'll see more further updates. NHPC has said that they had inked two agreements to develop green hydrogen technologies in Leh and Kargil, and they had signed an MOU also for the development of pilot green hydrogen project, which will be the country's first to reduce carbon footprint in the Leh and the Kargil district sector. Secondly, Voltas has said that they had sold close to 1.2 million units of residential AC in the first half of 22. This has registered 60% growth held by the intense summer, which was there, and expansion of sales network. And they had also said that this would be the highest by ever any player in this industry. Thirdly, if we see that Hindustan Zinc is also planning to expand its business in zinc, they are going to get an approval for 30 kilotons of new zinc and alloy expansion per plant, and this move will also make the production of value-added zinc alloy products for the company. Torrent Power is also now intending to move its portfolio from to renewable energy, and the acquisition of existing projects will also help them to go into that for the transmission distribution business. Bank of Baroda is going to raise 1,000 crore in debt capital by using long-term bonds. This is to cater the financial requirement for the infrastructure sector. And that's it from mine. I'll hand over to Prabhakar sir for more updates. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Good morning. Kolte Patel came with its provisional numbers for Q1 FY23. Sales value was at 445 crores, which is higher by 79%. Collection was higher by 70% at 474 crores. Average realization for per square foot has increased by 16%. It is at 7,260, and volume also was higher by 53%. And non-Pune market was more than 30%, which is positive for Kolte Patel. Even Oberoi Realty came with the results. Their consolidated profit after tax was 403 crores versus 80 crores in FY22. So comparatively, it was almost 5 times higher, and revenue also was higher by 2 times. It was at 913 crores. And their bookings, it is 760 crores in Q1 FY23, which was again 3.5 times higher. In a very interesting news, US House of Representatives on Thursday passed a legislation amendment that approves an India-specific waiver for punitive action against CASTA, CAATSA sanctions for purchase of F-400 missiles defense system from Russia, And this is very important. India is the only country which has got this waiver of sanction, and this will be very positive for our defense. Global steel prices, including export price of Indian mills, have seen 13 to 15% downside correction on month basis. And India to have 8,000 CNG station by 2024, the oil minister has said, and currently India has 4,500 CNG station. Kotak Mahindra Bank has become the first private bank to integrate with the IT portal. Now customers can pay direct access and by logging into your net banking. See, other banks, you have to go to the site and then later you have to log in. But now using your net banking, Kotak net banking, you can pay taxes is what this new system is. In a very interesting news, tea prices in Kochi has crossed ₹300 mark due to Sri Lanka supply disruption. And Assam tea and Darjeeling tea are superior variety. They already trade higher. But Kunnur tea or Kochi tea, now which is in the Western Ghats, they are competitor for Sri Lanka. And as Sri Lanka supply is not there, the prices have gone up. And this is likely to benefit Tata Coffee, which has a huge tea and coffee estate in South India, and even Harrison Malayalam and Bombay Burma Trading Company BBTC. These are three listed companies which will benefit, and even Assam-based tea companies will benefit because tea prices have started to move up. ICICI Pru Life, their revenue growth was almost new business value of new business is higher by 31.6% at 471 crores. VNB margin is 300 basis point up at 31%, and they have gained a market share of 15.8%. The total AUM is 2,30,000 crores, and which is higher by 3.1%. And persistency ratio, which is 13 months persistency ratio, is at 85.85%, and the reported profit after tax is 155 crores. Previous quarter they made a loss. It is due to COVID claims. India cumulative rainfall is 13% above normal as of July 17th. A normal monsoon is positive for FMCG stock, tractor companies. We like Mahindra the best in that. And DL came with the results. Now their revenue was 340 crores, higher by 90% year-on-year basis. EBITDA margin at 17%, and profit after tax at 366 crores, which is higher by 14 times. And the order book is at 55,000 crores. I think the order book is very good. And LTTS has come with the results, where their revenue was 1,873 crores, and their reported profit after tax 275 crores. And we need to understand quarter-on-quarter basis, there are only few companies which have done very good growth. LTTS quarter-on-quarter basis, the growth has been 7%. I think LTTS, LTI, Mindtree, and Tata Elxsi have stood out. But Tata Elxsi is one stock which will outperform the market when IT as a sector is in the downtrend. So we like only Tata Elxsi. So again, to remind, real estate should be something which will be doing good today. To watch out for Kolte Patel, DLF, Oberoi Real Estate are stock to watch out. With that, over to you, Sitija.
थैंक यू सर. गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन. अभी हम लोग ये कॉल को एक बार हिंदी में कर लेते हैं. फर्स्ट अपडेट है रिजल्ट सीजन के ऊपर. बैंकिंग में कल HDFC बैंक के रिजल्ट्स आए. जो असेट क्वालिटी वो डिटर हुई है, और GNP जो है वो बैंक का वो अभी 1.28% है. और जो एनुअलाइज स्लिपेज रेशियो है वो इंक्रीज हुआ है 2% से, और क्रेडिट ग्रोथ जो है वो रिवर्स हुई है 21.6% ईयर ऑन ईयर. और जो प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स ग्रो हुआ है 19% ईयर ऑन ईयर. तो स्टॉक के ऊपर हमारा बाय रेटिंग है, और जो टारगेट प्राइस है वो 1860 है. नेक्स्ट अपडेट है फेडरल बैंक के ऊपर। फेडरल बैंक के जो नंबर्स आए उसमें स्ट्रॉन्ग क्रेडिट ग्रोथ आया और जो क्रेडिट ग्रोथ है अभी 16% से ईयर ऑन ईयर। इसके अलावा मैनेजमेंट ने गाइड किया है कि वो 18% क्रेडिट ग्रोथ होगी फाइनेंशियल ईयर 23 में और असेट क्वालिटी है वो रिमेन स्टेबल है और उनका जीएनपी है वो अभी 2.7% है। ओवरऑल बाय रेटिंग है स्टॉक के ऊपर और जो टारगेट प्राइस है वो 120 है। जिंदाल स्टील एंड पावर के भी नंबर्स आए थे, नंबर्स जो थे वो एस्टिमेट से हायर आए हैं बट उनका जो सेल्स वॉल्यूम है वो फेल मतलब नीचे गिरा है 16% से क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर बेसिस, क्योंकि जो प्लांट्स थे वो शट डाउन थे और जो थर्मल कोल अवेलेबिलिटी थी उसके लैग कम होने के कारण। उसके अलावा उनका एबिटा मार्जिन ग्रो हुआ है 13% क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर बेसिस से। स्टॉक के ऊपर हमारा होल्ड रेटिंग है क्योंकि जो वीक डोमेस्टिक डिमांड है और इसके अलावा जो एक्सपोर्ट ड्यूटी है वो कंसर्न के कारण। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है जीएसपीएल गोदरेज कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर। उनका जो एनुअल रिपोर्ट है उसके जो हाइलाइट्स है वो आया है, उन्होंने मिस्टर सीतापति उनको इंडिया में अपॉइंट किया है और जो सेतु रामा ने उनको इंडोनेशिया में अपॉइंट किया है और उनका कंपनी का एम है कि नेक्स्ट 3 to 5 इयर्स में वो डबल डिजिट वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ अचीव करेंगे। इसके अलावा कंपनी ने 2 नए प्रोडक्ट्स लॉन्च किए, उसमें गुड नाइट मॉस्किटो नेट है वो पॉजिटिव रहेगा और इसके अलावा जो रिटेल एक्सपांशन है वो माइक्रो सेगमेंट में अर्बन इंडिया में वो और रूरल इंडिया में B2B में एक्सपांड करने वाले हैं। तो स्टॉक के ऊपर बाय रेटिंग है और जो टारगेट प्राइस है वो 1017 है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है रिलैक्सो के ऊपर। रिलैक्सो ने एक न्यू एक्सक्लूसिव ब्रांड आउटलेट जोरात आसाम में लॉन्च किया है। ये जो न्यू स्टोर है वो वन फॉल और रहेगा डेस्टिनेशन, मतलब उसमें सारी वैरायटी फुटवेयर की एंटायर फैमिली के लिए रहेगी और जो ये न्यू डिजाइन रहेगी वो पॉपुलर ब्रांड की रहेगी जैसे कि रिलैक्सो है, स्पार्क्स है, ब्राह्मस है, फ्लाइट है, देन बॉस्टन है, किड्स फन है, जो इधर पॉपुलर ब्रांड्स मिल जाएंगे। इसके अलावा कंपनी का बाय रेटिंग है स्टॉक के ऊपर और जो टारगेट प्राइस है वो 1206 है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है एनएचपीसी के ऊपर। जो हाइड्रो पावर प्लांट जो है कंपनी, उन्होंने 2 अग्रीमेंट साइन किए जो डेवलप करेंगी ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन टेक्नोलॉजी लेह और कारगिल में। और जो कंपनी ने एमओयू साइन किया है ये डेवलपमेंट के लिए, उसके कारण जो रिड्यूस कार्बन फुटप्रिंट है पावर सेक्टर में वो कम होगी लेह और कारगिल डिस्ट्रिक्ट में। वोल्टास ने एक अपडेट दिया है कि उनके 1.2 मिलियन यूनिट्स रेसिडेंशियल एसी के फर्स्ट हाफ 2022 में सोल्ड हुए हैं और ये 60% ग्रोथ अप्रॉक्स हुई है और ये हेल्प करेगा उनके जो समर और एक्सपेंशन सेल्स नेटवर्क से वो काफी अच्छे से इम्प्रूव हुआ है और अभी तक का ये हाईएस्ट लाइक बोलते हैं कि हाफ ईयर कैलेंडर ईयर 22 का अपडेट है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है हिंदुस्तान जिंक। वेदांता ग्रुप की जो ये कंपनी है उन्होंने फुटप्रिंट जो उनका प्रोडक्शन है जिंक में वो एक्सपांड कर रहा है और उसका अप्रूवल भी उनको मिल गया है। तो वो 30 किलो टन्स पर प्लांट में उसका एक्सपेंशन होगा और इसके कारण जो उनका जो प्रोडक्शन है जिंक अलाय प्रोडक्ट्स में वो बढ़ने वाला है। तो ये पॉजिटिव रहेगा कंपनी के लिए। टाटा टोरेंट पावर जो कंपनी है वो इंक्रीज करने वाले रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी पोर्टफोलियो जो एक्विजिशन करेंगी एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट और जो ये न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटी है ट्रांसमिशन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेक्टर्स में। बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा 1000 करोड़ डेप्ट रेज करने वाली है लॉन्ग टर्म बॉन्ड से और ये कैटर करेगा जो रिक्वायरमेंट है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फाइनेंशियल उसके लिए। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है कल रियलिटी सेक्टर्स के नंबर्स आए थे, उसमें कोलते पाटिल के Q1 फाइनेंशियल 23 में उनका सेल्स 445 करोड़ हुआ है और उनका जो कलेक्शन है वो काफी अच्छे से हायर हुआ है 70% से और वॉल्यूम भी 53% से इंक्रीज हुआ है और जो उनका नॉन पुणे मार्केट है वो मोर देन 30% हुआ है अभी और ये पॉजिटिव रहेगा कोलते पाटिल के लिए। ओबेरॉय रियलिटी के भी नंबर्स आए थे, जो रेवेन्यू था वो 2 टाइम्स हायर था 930 करोड़ और उनके जो बुकिंग है वो 716 करोड़ है फाइनेंशियल ईयर 23 में। तो ओवरऑल नंबर्स भी अच्छे आए थे। इसके अलावा अभी इंडियन ऑयल मिनिस्टर है, उन्होंने इंडिया में 8000 सीएनजी स्टेशन नेक्स्ट फ्यू इयर्स में करने का टारगेट रखा है। अभी जो सीएनजी स्टेशन है वो 4500 है, तो ये अभी आगे जाके बढ़ के 8000 सीएनजी स्टेशन होंगे। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है कोटक बैंक के ऊपर। कोटक बैंक अभी इंटीग्रेशन करेगी जो न्यू टैक्स पोर्टल है उसके लिए, जो डायरेक्टली टेक्नोलॉजी इंटीग्रेशन करेगी न्यू इनकम टैक्स फाइलिंग के लिए। तो ये एक पहली बैंक रहेगी। इसके अलावा जो टी प्राइजेस है साउथ साइड में वो इंक्रीज हुए 3 रुपीज से, क्योंकि श्रीलंका में जो क्राइसिस चल रहा है उसके कारण। तो ओवरऑल ये पॉजिटिव रहेगा टाटा कॉफी के लिए, हाशन मलयालम के लिए, और इवन आसाम बेस्ड जो टी कंपनीज है उनके लिए भी पॉजिटिव रहेगा। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है आईसीआईसीआई प्रूडेंशियल के ऊपर। नंबर्स आए थे, नंबर्स काफी अच्छा आए थे। एयूएम जो है वो 2,30,000 करोड़ है। उनका जो 13 मंथ्स परसिस्टेंट रेशियो है वो 85% के अराउंड इंक्रीज हुआ है। पैट जो है वो 155 करोड़ है। लास्ट प्रीवियस क्वार्टर में उन्होंने लॉस किया था कोविड के कारण, बट अभी ये क्वार्टर में थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा नंबर्स आए हैं। बीएल के भी नंबर्स आए थे। रेवेन्यू जो है वो 314 करोड़ है, जो 90% से ईयर ऑन ईयर इंक्रीज हुआ है। पैट है वो 316 करोड़ 40 टाइम्स हायर आया है। और उनका ओवरऑल ऑर्डर बुक स्ट्रॉन्ग है 55,000 करोड़ का। तो ऑर्डर बुक काफी अच्छा है। तो ये डिफेंस सेक्टर में बीएल एक अच्छी कंपनी है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है एलटीटीएस के ऊपर। जो पैट है वो 275 करोड़ से इंक्रीज हुआ है। और क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर बेसिस जो फ्यू कंपनीज है उनके नंबर्स अच्छा आएंगे, बट सभी के आएंगे ऐसा नहीं है। तो उसमें एलटीटीएस है, एलटीआई है, माइंडट्री है और टाटा एलेक्सी है जो अच्छे लग रहे हैं। और ओवरऑल आईटी सेक्टर में जब भी आईटी परफॉर्म मतलब करेक्ट हो रहा है तो भी टाटा एलेक्सी आउट परफॉर्म कर रहा है। तो टाटा एलेक्सी हमारा लाइक पसंदीदा स्टॉक है, तो आप उसमें देख सकते हो। इसके अलावा आज रियल एस्टेट जो सेक्टर है वो काफी अच्छा लग रहा है, क्योंकि जो नंबर्स आए हैं, रिजल्ट्स आए रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर से वो अच्छा है। तो आप डीएलएफ, कोलते पाटिल, ओबेरा रियलिटी ये स्टॉक देख सकते हो। दैट्स इट फ्रॉम आवर एंड। थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर जॉइनिंग द कॉन कॉल। हैव अ नाइस डे।